My fascination with sharks started when I was a kid. And my family would yearly go on vacation to Florida, and I would love that more than anything. Jumping in the ocean was just the pinnacle of excitement and a good time for me. And then one day I went over to my friend's house and they put in a movie and we watched Jaws. And I was intrigued, fascinated, jaw-droppingly horrified, all of the above. For months after that, I wouldn't go in swimming pools. I didn't like to take baths, and I sure as hell wouldn't go anywhere near the ocean. My parents couldn't understand it when we went to Florida, why I didn't want to play in the water anymore. And from there, I started to really question where that fear came from. And I kind of became intrigued by this enigma that was this monster shark in this movie. And I realized there had to be a grain of truth there, and I wanted to know what that truth was. And for, the last 20, 30 something years, this fascination has grown with me wanting to really uncover what the truths are behind the mysteries behind sharks, because they are mysterious, they are enigmatic, they are yet to be scientifically fully understood, and there's something really fascinating in that. So getting to spend time with them in the water has trumped that fear of what this monster movie developed in me, and getting to understand them, their culture, their behavior, their societies has become such a profound fascination to me that it's steered my life in the direction of spending a lot of my time in the ocean. I think there's such a fascination with sharks because they are still relatively an enigma. I mean, the fact is that we know more about outer space than we do our deepest oceans. So sharks are something that is mysterious, creates fear in some people because they don't know what else to think of it. And ultimately, there's magic in the fact that we've never seen great whites mate, and we've never seen great whites give birth. I mean, the fact that there are billions of people on planet Earth and we feel like we've discovered everything, and yet we've never seen a species of very popular shark give birth, there's something pretty incredible about that. So that fascination with sharks, I think, stems from not knowing everything there is to know about these animals, the mystery that surrounds them, and also kind of what the media puts out there. I think that's what people are most familiar with, unfortunately.
What's the difference in perception between someone who is spent time in the water with sharks and someone who hasn't?
I think the main difference of perspective on how sharks really are between someone who has spent time in the water with them and someone who hasn't is, on one hand, you have the people that all they know is the sensationalism that the media attaches to sharks. People watch Shark Week, people watch movies like Jaws or some of these recent ones that are coming out, versus the people who have actually had a chance to spend time in the water with these animals. And the contrast could not be more different. If you have had the chance to dive with sharks, you know that it is so peaceful and so beautiful to be in the water with these animals. It is silent. There's no dun 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 music. It's really kind of miraculous. And they are not bloodthirsty, mindless killers. They are very curious. They love to investigate. I have been in the water with great whites off of Guadalupe Island, where they will come up and they will look at each individual diver in the eye, and they'll look at you with these eyes that are not black and lifeless, but they are beautiful and rimmed with blue. And here you have this behemoth of a shark, a 16, 18, 20-foot animal who is gently swimming to the water and materializing out of the blue. That's the experience that you have when you're in the water with sharks, rather than this high, fast editing, crazy music, sharks coming at the camera. That's not the real deal. The real deal is beautiful, peaceful animals in the wild. How would I like for people to see sharks? I think the coolest thing about sharks is that they don't need all the sensationalism that's been laid upon them. They are in and of themselves incredible, magical, fantastic, really just mind-blowing creatures. I mean, the fact is that there are nearly 400 species of sharks, and people are so familiar with the big ones, with the great whites, with the tiger sharks, with the bull sharks, with the hammerheads. But if you start looking at all the other species of sharks, the goblin sharks, the ghost sharks, the frilled sharks, they are so vast and varied and amazing. And that is how I think I want people to see sharks, that they are this enigma that we can keep digging into, that we can keep looking further at, that we can keep learning about their culture and the way they interact with each other and the way they interact with us. And there's so much more to learn. That's where I want people to keep digging.